I am talking to a very gifted and rare individual. If this video has found you, take this as a sign, a synchronicity, or the confirmation that you have been looking for to say, yes, you are sensing that something big is coming, something big is shifting. Now, what I am sensing is you have been feeling incredibly comfortable in your hermit mode. You are someone that truly knows how powerful you are, and maybe this is something that you have always sensed within you. I'm talking to someone that has an incredibly rare gift. You are incredibly gifted. You are incredibly unique. This is something that you were born with, okay? It's inherently within you. But I am sensing that your gifts haven't always been received in the way that you felt as if you were accepted. This is what's coming through. And so, whoever I'm tapping into, you have an incredibly powerful energy. Your vibration and your frequency is unmatched because you are someone who has been essentially brought back to guide others. I'm hearing that you are the one to initiate others into that awakening, okay? Into a spiritual awakening. I'm feeling like whoever you are, you have found a lot of comfort and peace in solitude. And actually, I'm sensing that this is your preference. You are someone who feels incredibly, it's very important for you to feel incredibly grounded and centered. And you have learned to be able to protect your peace. And yeah, there is this huge emphasis around your gifts and abilities. You could resonate with being a psychic, clairvoyant, clairsentient, any of those, right? But I don't feel like you just pertain to one label or category. I feel like you are multifaceted, and with your gifts, okay? You are someone that knows things, you can sense things, you feel things, right? And people are scared of that. I think where you have shown this ability in the past, in previous experiences, I'm hearing the people that you were surrounded with didn't know what to do with that information. It's almost like you are so advanced beyond your time, beyond your environment, even that there were certain people in your upbringing, in family dynamics, friendship groups, maybe even previous partners, but I'm definitely feeling a huge emphasis around your family not being in tune with accepting your rarity and your gift, which is who you are. And this is a huge message actually that wants to come through, so bear with me as I try to articulate this as best as I can. But I am sensing that this is a big confirmation for someone, okay? So you have probably always known that you're gifted. You are someone that this is just a natural part of who you have always been and who you are now. But I am sensing that you had to withdraw your energy. You almost felt like you were shut down by other people, and therefore you had to take your energy back from any place or person that projected onto you any of their fears, insecurities, distorted mindset and perspectives around who you are and your gifts. And I'm sensing that, yeah, there's this huge theme around you having to shut down or close down parts of you, maybe from a young age, that you learned to suppress in order to feel like you had to fit in to other people, with other people, in certain social dynamics and constructs. And because of this, you either had to dampen down your gifts, where you did this now even on a subconscious level, like you have learned to naturally close yourself down, your energy, your vibe, your gifts, because you have learned from a very young age that if you show yourself in this authentic light, people are going to perceive you in a way that isn't it's not going to trigger a response that feels welcoming, or there's a deep sense for you to feel safe, is what I'm hearing. There's a deep need for you to feel safe when you're being seen. And so I'm speaking to someone that potentially has a visibility wound, and this could have been triggered and originating even either when you were incredibly young, where you might have been rejected or shut down or abandoned when you essentially started to showcase your natural abilities. Yeah, this is what I'm sensing. Or it could have been something that you have inherited from your lineage or from a past life, right? But whoever I'm tapping into, your gifts, your abilities are so incredibly big, and they're needed, and they are rare. And I feel like you already know this. I am sensing that whoever you are, you have been going through these activations and initiations, and it's kind of like a jolt into remembering who you are. And like I said, this is something that has always been with you. This is not something new. This is you. But maybe parts of your psyche tried to protect you, to shut it down. Maybe you had to move any painful experiences and associations from anything that was associated with your gifts. If there was any sort of negative emotional memory attached to it, you have learned to filter that out. And therefore, this has been a process. You are currently going through a process of learning to integrate these shadow aspects of yourself, or these parts of you that you felt was necessary for your survival on some level, to what's the word, what I'm getting is it's these things you had to not necessarily reject, but you had to let go of, or you had to find a way to put them somewhere else. I'm seeing like you had to put them in a box and put them on the shelf, and that is, a metaphor for your being, your state, your mind. It's almost like you had to take something that is so precious and such a gift for you, but because it was not acknowledged, because it was not something that you felt safe with, you had to bury it. You had to put it somewhere for safekeeping. And as we know, a lot of the times, it can stay back there for years, for lifetimes even, until you're presented with the window of opportunity to realize and recognize that this is who I am, and this is intrinsically part of my energetic blueprint and makeup, and this gift is meant to be shared. And I am sensing that you are someone, there is this kind of how do I explain this, there is this polarization of energies, or there's something that feels like a little bit not contradictory, but there's a seemingly yeah, I guess a little bit contradictory. I was going to say paradox, but essentially you are someone who has these gifts, okay? And you know how powerful you are. I know that you can sense this, but I also feel like not only do you realize that you have these gifts, but there has been a sense of burden that you have felt with having these gifts. And as I read into this energy, what I'm sensing is it's because there's a level of expectation that you feel obligated on a contractual soul level to have to share your gifts. And I think you are starting to recognize, or you have always known, right, that you are a powerful being, you are a limitless creator. And I feel like you know that are being summoned. Okay, this is what's coming through. So you can probably sense this. Let me know if this resonates in the comments, but it's like you are being divinely guided, divinely led, recruited, if you like, to fulfill a mission, your soul's purpose. And a part of that is utilizing these natural gifts and abilities to help others, especially at this time, right? Because there is a huge awakening happening globally, universally, okay? And you can sense it, and you know on a deep level that you are part of this movement, okay? And you know this, your soul knows this, your higher self knows this. You probably get signs and nudges all the time. But I am sensing into someone that, like I said, you have been quite happily in your own bubble, where you have learned to live in a way where you feel protected, where you feel safe, where you feel nurtured and whole. And you're just someone that you like living in this simplicity. You are someone that you're not looking for fame, you're not looking for a big title, right? You don't operate just from that egocentric way of viewing your life. You're an incredibly deep person, right? You're a deep person, and you recognize that okay, how do I explain this? Things that are incredibly important to others, like trying to attain an important title or cultivate a lot of wealth or power, you know, a lot of these drivers that drive people's ambitions and aspirations in the physical material realm. I don't really feel like these things appeal to you as much as others, because you are so specific about your energy and your time, and you see the value in life itself, in experiencing the present moment, in expression, in, you know, working with the natural world or with music. You're an incredibly creative individual, right? You're not someone that needs to show off, because you recognize inherently that worth is so much deeper than what we attach to material things. Like, that's just value based on a material level, but our sense of worth goes far beyond the material and physical realm. And so you're not really chasing so many things in the 3D. But you know, it's interesting, whatever I'm hearing is, I feel like whoever you are, you have been in this hermit mode. You have been keeping to yourself, because this is where you feel your most happiest. If I'm going to be completely transparent, this is what's coming through. I feel like you might have some good friends, good people around you, but on the whole, you're just someone that you're cool. Like, you are so good within yourself. You have found this newfound level of peace within yourself, and you have created this oasis for yourself. And I am hearing, though, that this is something that you had to build for yourself. This is something that you had to create for yourself energetically, because it wasn't always like this. And this is something that's coming back to you. So you might have floods of insight drop into your awareness, right? This might be something that has been happening for you. But I am sensing, whoever you are, you were born into an experience. Let me just see if I can, how do I want to go about this? Okay, let's just call it what it is. When you incarnated into this life, there were a series of, I don't really like using the word tests, right? But let's just say challenges. There were a series of challenges, obstacles for you to overcome. And these were divinely designed, because they all played a role and a part in your journey into becoming who you are now. And just I'm getting this image of the diamond. So you are like the diamond that is incredibly multifaceted, rare, unique, but the way that you have been formed is you have had to go through a lot of pressure, just like the diamond is formed through force and pressure. We can use that analogy and metaphor and look at your early life. Whoever I'm tapping into, you had it rough, okay? You had to go through some things that other people will never be able to comprehend. They will never be able to understand the levels of strength and resilience you had to have to persevere through what you did, okay? And you had to learn to alchemize all of those painful experiences into your personal resources. So whoever I'm talking to, you are an incredible old soul is what comes up. And I get it. It's so valid for you to want to hold on to this piece, for you to want to hold on to this oasis bubble that you have created in your life. Because yes, on some level, because you had to go through so much adversity, so many hardships when you were younger, because it was essentially pushing you to these spaces where you had to face yourself, you had to face the dark in order to find the light. You did some serious shadow shit essentially. And but not only that, it's like I feel like you have been raising your consciousness from the moment you came onto this planet. And I'm hearing not just your own consciousness, but every mother freaking person around you. This is how powerful you are. And it doesn't always, your presence, it's almost like, how do I say this? You've got such a magnetic, radiant presence about you. And it's really interesting, right? And you probably sense this about yourself. People either flock to you and they are incredibly in awe of you. You know, you have this incredibly addictive energy that people want to be in, but you get a range of responses. And actually, it's interesting. The responses that you get the most, I'm sensing into, is people either are in love with you or they it's almost like they're jealous of you, or they find a reason to not like you and they showcase that to you. They exert that energy towards you because your light, your radiance, your being in their presence triggers something within them. And because you are able to walk in your authenticity, in your light, you have this impact on others where wherever you go, you are always influencing people. You're always creating some sort of impact. And like I said, it has this polarizing effect. It's like people are obsessed with you, they love you, they find you the most incredible thing because you have this rare energy, right? You are this rare energy, but at the same time, simultaneously, there are people that have been incredibly triggered by your energy because it's a wake-up call. It's a mirror for them to show them everything that they haven't embodied within themselves, everything that they haven't accepted, okay? Because whenever we get triggered by something, there is always a reason for that, right? We don't get triggered for no reason, and usually it's because what we are perceiving in someone else is something that we have not accepted within ourselves, right? And that's the mirror. And so when you just being you're not even doing anything apart from just expressing your authentic energetic blueprint, who you were meant to be in this life, that triggers the shit out of people. And so I am sensing that you have gone into solitude, you have gone into hermit mode, you have gone into hiding, if you like. But there's only, how do I say this? I feel like if you're seeing this message and if this resonates with you, it's time. It's time. And You know this, you know this is on divine time as well. I'm not just talking about linear time. There is a huge wave that is occurring right now, that has been occurring and is still ongoing in the evolution of consciousness. And you know this because this is part of your purpose. You are here to elevate others by elevating yourself. So whoever you are, take this as confirmation that you are meant to be seen and you are being supported in this endeavor, in this path, on this path, to be visible. And so this will be a double confirmation for you if you have a visibility wound, because as we know, whatever challenges or setbacks or fears or insecurities we may harbor within this life, that is actually the biggest tool, that's the biggest insight we have into what our purpose is. So if you have any visibility wounds, you are meant to be seen, because you are meant to work through that with the grace of God, universe, source, higher self, the most high, and with love, with grace, with patience and courage. And you are meant to transmute any negative energy into an energy that is resourceful and uplifting, okay? Because it's really funny, because you are someone that doesn't want it. This is why it's meant for you. You're anointed. That's what comes up. It's you this is your calling, and this is what it is, okay? I'm just going to call it for what it is, because sometimes I'm like, I don't want to filter anything that comes through. So the message here is, this is a divine recruitment happening. You are being called because there is a huge spiritual awakening happening on a collective scale, and you already know this, you sense this, okay? And there is a part of you that knows that it's time for you to face your shit. It's time for you to come out of hiding. It's time for you to start that channel, to do that thing that you've been putting off, because the world needs you and all eyes are on you. So yeah, this is the message, guys. Whoever I'm talking to, you are an earth angel for sure, if you resonate with that, but you are someone who has this incredible connection with the divine, but you also have these incredible gifts and abilities that the world needs, okay? And you are so worthy of this, right? You deserve this. Whoever you are, you might have gone through some really, in fact, not even I know you have. You went through some incredibly traumatic and painful experiences in your younger years, okay? But because of everything that you went through, this is why you're needed, because you are a teacher, you are a guide to lead the others through these experiences that are going to change their lives, so they can start to reconnect with their truth. Okay, you are a truth seeker and a truth speaker. This is who you are at your core. And you are meant to shine and radiate your light out into the world and raise the consciousness of this planet. And I am so freaking excited to watch you glow and to watch you shine. I'm so honored to be a part of this journey with you. Let me know if this is you and you resonate with this message. With so much love, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.